did you? I mean, there's many
So-
drivers to pick from.
Yeah, so again, we chose your father for many reasons. One was that we knew we want someone whose eyes were fresh, like the audience. Like the audience comes into this world, and for Stan, everything he does is every day. He understands like shape up's the morning when you can. He's all these things that to us are weird. You want a new driver to understand what it was like. So literally, I'm filming just like you saw in the film. I'm filming one day over there, and Eric walks right up to Stanley and says, I'd like a job. So I literally just happened to be there that first moments of him applying for the job. And then, I showed Gene the footage, and obviously I don't speak Chinese, but Gene speaks Chinese. And
I just thought we hit go because I always want to make a film to pay tribute to immigrants because my father was a working class, worked in a restaurant. And when I saw Eric, I say, I want him. And we thank you for opening your home to us. Yeah.
Did you know we were filming you when you were sleeping that morning?
No.
Are there other questions right here?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the film. My boyfriend was a cab driver for 7 years, so I really see some of his stories brought so beautifully to life in your work. I mean, the financial hardship that cab drivers had, you maybe de-emphasized that a little bit, but it was a fantastic film. I loved your pictures of New York at night. It was fabulous. I wonder if you could talk about the sound, also the sound and the music and how you approached that. It just seemed a wonderful compliment.
So actually, Adam Crystal, who's the composer of the film, he's actually in a session right now. He's not here. But Adam is fantastic. We chose him because he plays violin, and I wanted to sound no synthesizers. I want everything to be a real instrument. I want it to sound like at the garage, you hear all sorts of drilling noises, compression noises, the sounds of tires clanging, and it's raw sound. So I wanted to capture that with the music as well. So everything is real live playing, and he played every instrument himself. It's just lots of layers of violins. Other sound design you want to talk about, Jean? Because Jean is amazing with sound. She was.
Well, actually, I was. It's a one-man crew with Josh. He did all the sound, and I was very picky, so I was really upset. But then I said, well, where's the real sound? Also, I just want to make a film that's just real. And then we add a little bit of drill, but all the sound was all from the garage. So it's exactly what you heard. And the music really brought a lot of emotion to the film. I really want to thank Adam.
Mm-hmm. Other questions right here in the middle?
Yes, bravo. Yeah. I'll speak Chinese to you because I'm Chinese. I can relate a lot. 就是这个Eric 你们怎么跟着他，就是跟着他这么拍在车子里面，就是。
Will you
The
translate?
question is, how do we follow Eric in the car in a taxi? So I'll let Josh answer that.
It's real, newfangled technology. Real. I just sat right next to him. And had the camera press record,
No. You had an audience, so what? I mean, the passenger, do you have permission to?
Again, our goal was not to make, what's that HBO show?
Taxi Confession.
Yeah, we didn't want to make Taxi have a confessional, so we only went out a handful of times. And some people said don't film, but some people said film, and we got enough moments I felt we captured the essence of what it was like. I mean, that's so Gramercy Midtown when you see that guy putting his head out the taxi like a frat boy like that. Getting a moment like that is just so how a lot of New Yorkers live, I guess.
But how about the passenger who didn't pay?
Yeah, we didn't get his release, but he did something illegal, But he was just drunk. I mean, he was just so drunk he could barely even walk straight. Like he took the cab. I think he only went 4 blocks.
It's pretty frequent.
Yeah. Well, I'd say, what has Eric told you lately? How many times has that happened to Eric?
Yeah, I used to write a series in Chinese and blog to talk about who didn't pay. So it's about 10, and then later on, Eric got bored and he stopped talking. So just don't pay. It just go away. It happened.
Does it like several times a month?
How often did it happen to Eric? What do you say about? How many times would it happen to him?
So he told me at least over 10 times. I wrote it down.
Over how long a period of time?
Very at the beginning, I think he only drive 1 day a week.
Yeah.
And
What?
about half a year. So that's. about half year, over 10 times. So at the beginning, he got a very strong impression, and he told me, and then I recorded it.
So,
It's funny.
Just a couple other things here. That's my mom waving in the back. My mom was a black cab driver, actually, in the 70s. She drove a black cab in Queens.
There was not a female bathroom when I was the first woman cab driver.
No, at her garage, not in the city, okay?
But I have a question.
Yes, Mom.
It must have been difficult when you were in the cab and the guy just left. And how did you feel when Eric didn't know where he was going, when you obviously knew? Like, how did you
Yeah, both the things. Like, what do you do when you know what to do and the person you're filming with doesn't know what to do? And if you help that person, their life would be a lot better, but the film would be a lot, less good in some ways, Let's be honest, right? So that drive, the passenger who ran away, though, I actually yelled at him and went after him, but it didn't make sense for the film. Like, I would have included that. So actually, I did go after that guy who did not pay. Eric wasn't going to go after him, but I did. And the time he was lost, what?
He was taught that way.
He was taught not to go after him. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Stan said, right? You don't go. If someone walks out with pay, not pay.
No, you don't. That's a loss.
Yeah.
That's a loss. You're just looking for trouble if you don't.
Yeah.
Once you move the cab, you're in trouble. Okay?
Yeah.
You stay in the cab. That's the safest spot. We don't. That's all you basically get now is a run out once in a while. We used to get a lot of hold-ups. That's down to nothing. Very, very rare.
Yeah.
It's basically a run out. And I tell anyone, don't go into any building. Don't chase anyone. You're looking for trouble. That's a loss immediately.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we only have time for a quick one more.
Okay, I just want to say one more thing, though. Oh, would you say something? Okay, say how Spider's doing. Oh.
Spider has retired.
Oh, but how recent?
About 3 months ago.
At what age?
Huh?
At what age?
93.
93.
But Spider does come down to the garage 3 days a week, and he helps out, and he's part of the family, and we treat him like part of the family.
How can other people see the film?
So yeah, great question. I was about to say that though, is that November 30th, it's opening up for a week at Rerun Theater in Dumbo, Brooklyn. So this is, obviously, we need all your support. You can post